Elizabeth Olsen has long been Hollywood's chameleon, slipping effortlessly from the scarlet chaos of superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to the quiet intensities of indie dramas like Martha Marcy May Marlene. At 36, she's honed a career that balances blockbuster spectacle with intimate storytelling, her expressive eyes and nuanced delivery making her a go-to for roles that demand emotional depth. But with Eternity, the upcoming A24 romantic comedy directed by David Frayne, Olsen steps into lighter territory, a tale of love, regret, and the roads not taken, where her character Joan grapples with an impossible choice between her first flame and her lifelong partner. Premiering in New York City on November 8th, the film promises to be a witty exploration of matrimony's what-ifs, wrapped in the sharp banter and heartfelt revelations that define A24's quirky oeuvre. At the glitzy event, held in a converted warehouse aglow with string lights and projections of starry skies, Olsen dished exclusively about the joys of filming, crediting much of the set's magic to her co-star Miles Teller's irrepressible playfulness. It's a reminder that behind the glamour of red carpets lies the collaborative alchemy that turns scripts into screen magic. Eternity's premise is deceptively simple yet profoundly resonant. Joan, at the twilight of her life, is offered a supernatural bargain, eternal youth and a do-over with her college sweetheart, Luke, played with brooding charm by Callum Turner, or steadfast commitment to her husband of 65 years, Larry, Teller's warm, weathered everyman. It's a narrative that probes the heart's enduring mysteries, asking whether passion's spark outshines companionship's steady glow. Olsen's Joan is the emotional core, a woman whose quiet strength masks a whirlwind of unspoken longings, rendered all the more poignant by the actress's ability to convey volumes through a lingering glance or a hesitant smile. Filming such a layered role could have been a solitary endeavor, fraught with the isolation of introspective scenes. Instead, Olsen describes the process as a joyful, silly experience, a rare feat in an industry where long hours and high stakes often breed tension. The secret ingredient? A cast that clicked from day one, bolstered by Teller's knack for injecting spontaneity into every take. Teller, 38, arrives on sets like a whirlwind of charisma, his easy grin and quick wit disarming even the most jaded crews. Known for transformative turns in Whiplash and Top Gun. Maverick, he's no stranger to intensity, but Eternity allowed him to flex his comedic muscles, channeling Larry's affectionate teasing into moments that feel lived in and authentic. Olsen recalls their first blocking rehearsal with vivid clarity, the soundstage humming with the low buzz of grips adjusting lights, the air thick with the scent of fresh paint from newly erected suburban facades. Teller, script in hand, didn't dive straight into lines. Instead, he lobbed a playful jab about Olsen's coffee order, black like your soul in WandaVision, eliciting her first genuine laugh of the day. From there, the tone was set. No sacred cows, just actors committed to presence over perfection. As Olsen explained at the premiere, surrounded by velvet ropes and flashing cameras, with scripts that work and actors who come prepared, you're able to just play and be present. The screenplay, penned with razor-sharp dialogue that dances between nostalgia and nerve, did the heavy lifting, but Teller's energy elevated it to something electric. Their on-screen chemistry as Joan and Larry, a marriage forged in the fires of young optimism, tempered by decades of shared mortgages, midnight feedings and midlife reinventions, wasn't manufactured through contrived exercises or pre-filming retreats. Life got in the way for starters. Teller's packed schedule, juggling press for other projects, meant limited face time before cameras rolled. No awkward chemistry reads or scripted icebreakers. Just two pros trusting the material's inherent truth. They've been married for 65 years, Olsen noted, her voice softening with the weight of that timeline. So you trust the banter, the storytelling, it gives the illusion of chemistry without forcing it. Yet illusion it was not. Teller's approach was tactile and immediate, his physicality a constant surprise that kept Olsen on her toes. During a scene set in their character's cluttered kitchen, countertops littered with half-read newspapers and mismatched mugs, he'd improvise a gentle shoulder nudge or a mock waltz amid pancake batter, turning scripted domesticity into something palpably tender. He was always trying to surprise me, she shared, eyes sparkling under the premiere chandeliers, keeping it fresh and exciting. It was this unpredictability that mirrored Larry's role in Joan's life. The husband who, after years of routine, still finds ways to spark joy, like hiding love notes in lunch bags or planning impromptu stargazing on the garage roof. The set's levity extended beyond Olsen and Teller, thanks to an ensemble cast that felt more like a family reunion than a professional obligation. Divine Joy Randolph, fresh off her Oscar win for The Holdovers, brought her luminous presence as Joan's confidante, her rich laughter a soundtrack to downtime. John Early, the king of deadpan absurdity from Search Party, rounded out the group with zingers that had the crew in stitches. Olsen's favorite memory unfolded off-camera during a pivotal argument scene. Joan and Larry's voices rising in a symphony of pent-up resentments, words like, "What if we'd never met?" hanging heavy in the air. While the principals emoted, Randolph and Early, lurking in the wings as supportive friends, launched into an improvised riff of exaggerated reactions. Randolph clutched her chest in mock horror, mouthing, "Not the good china," while Early feigned fainting onto a prop sofa, complete with theatrical gasps. "It was so hard to keep a straight face," Olsen admitted, her laughter bubbling up anew at the recollection. The director, Frayne, known for the poignant The Dig, wisely let these moments breathe, capturing the raw humanity that bleeds into the frame. What could have been a tense day became a highlight reel of camaraderie, underscoring how eternity captures not just romantic what-ifs, but the messy beauty of platonic bonds too. Olga Mirdies, the Tony-winning veteran whose steely matriarch in the Heights became iconic, echoed this sentiment at the premiere. At 69, she's seen her share of sets, from Broadway's Roar to Hollywood's Hum, but eternity stood out for its immediacy. "Elizabeth and I were like sisters right away," she gushed, her warm Puerto Rican lilt cutting through the crowd's murmur. Their characters share a prickly history, familial tensions that simmer beneath holiday dinners, but off-screen, it was instant rapport, swapping stories of raising daughters and surviving typecasting. Mirdi's praise for Teller was equally effusive. "Miles, it was just so sweet and nice." Despite their on-screen friction, Larry's charm clashing with her character's no-nonsense edge, Teller made a point of checking in, offering coffees or soliciting her thoughts on a tricky line. "Supposed to not get along," she chuckled, "but he was very, very sweet to me." It's this off-kilter kindness that defines Teller's set ethos, turning adversaries into allies, one genuine gesture at a time. Randolph, 39, found her own rhythm in the group's synergy.